Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the RIC Sports Show. I'm Cody Chalifoux. I'm joined today by Coach Kyle Froberg, the new men's head soccer coach. Coach, how are you doing?
Excellent. Preseason's going well.
Awesome, yeah. So preseason's going well. You guys started practice last week. Your first full week of practice. Next week, your first game. You excited to get your first game in maroon and gold?
Yeah, absolutely. We play against Coast Guard, so obviously a very good team. So they had beat us 4-0 last year, so I think a lot of guys have that on their mind.
Yep. And like you said, this is your first year. Talk to me about your introduction to RIC. How did you find out about the job? What was the interview like with Don Tencher? I know you guys are friends, and why RIC, basically?
Yeah, I think the position opened up, and I was kind of pushed by my head coach currently at URI, and kind of gave me the push to go for it and put a couple good words in for me, and then I had to obviously meet up with Don and the whole committee. And it's always been, I'm a Rhode Island guy, so I'd like to be in Rhode Island, and it's a little further up in the state from where I live, but it's still Rhode Island. It's everything's pretty close. So I was anxious to go for the job, and then previous coaches here, 18 plus years, so I didn't know if the job would ever open up, and when it did, saw the opportunity, and obviously put my name in the ring, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. You said from URI, you played there, you were there for a while. What's, I think, the biggest difference between being at URI, working a lot with the goalkeepers, doing a lot of stuff, now you're the head coach, you're the man of the ship. What's been like the biggest difference, I think, or the biggest, maybe not even culture shock, but like, whoa, this is...
Yeah, it's just more of a responsibility. You can rely on other head coach, associate head coach. When I was, down at URI, I can rely on other coaches, and so it was easy to do that, and no, I didn't have to make the big decisions. Now it's make the big decisions, personnel to whatever, it is. It's the recruiting. It's kind of making it kind of my own team, but obviously helping with assistant head coach or assistant Brian Bradley. So he's filled in quite well, and him and I are on the same page already. So,
well, fantastic segue. That was my next question. You and Coach Bradley, what's that relationship like? It takes a lot to look at one guy and be like, all right, you're going to be my right-hand man. You're going to help me out. So what was that relationship like, and what went into the decision to make Coach Bradley your assistant? Yeah,
there was a couple people in mind. I just kind of put in a few phone calls, and Brian and I, we basically cut from the same mold. His father, Ed Bradley, was my head coach at URI. Brian's head coach at URI. So, it's kind of like the tiered down effect, from Coach Bradley to, so all the different coaches that used to, players that used to play for him, and now coaches that are all kind of in the professional ranks or high school ranks or college ranks. It's pretty impressive to see. So Brian was obviously, top of my list because I know he's a qualified coach. He's a high-level coach as well. So it was a good fit.
Yeah. And again, season's coming up right around the corner. I believe RIC finished with the 4 seed last year. They were in the mix for a good portion of the season. They were returning a good amount of starters from last year, but then still a lot to replace with a heavy senior class last year. What have you seen from your guys in just the early stages, talking to everyone, the new recruits you brought in? What have you seen from them that you like? Do you think, hey, we can do even better than last year?
Yeah, it's a good leadership already in place, so I didn't have too much to replace. A couple of good seniors that left the program, but there's already guys underclassmen that step right up. So and then it's interesting to see the mix of obviously the new guys coming in to the current players and see how that happens. And it can't happen overnight. It has to happen, gradually. But it's really good to see, some of the guys that I've recruited that come in and they make an immediate impact in training with us, and they get the respect of the kind of older guys. So we did in training the other day, we kind of did a new guys versus a kind of returning guys the other day, and it was pretty competitive, a little chippy at times, and I had to kind of mix up the teams, and it was good. It was good, good for training.
Competition, I don't think has ever hurt a team ever.
No.
So like we mentioned, you're replacing someone who's been here for almost 20 years. And it's a lot of big shoes to fill, this soccer program. So what can we expect from you, not only this year, but in the future as the new head coach?
Yeah, definitely. Hard work from top to bottom, respect for everybody, other teams, but not too much respect. Right. We got to, I'm not here just to kind of be here. I'm here to do as well as we can and put a good product on the field every year. and push for a title every year. That's why I'm here, and hopefully we go, it maybe take a year or two, hopefully, to establish ourselves in the conference and continue the success that we've had in the past. And, my goal is to get out of our conference and go to the NCAAs, and how far can we advance from there, but small steps. We got to do well in our conference first, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, I think everyone in the RIC community likes to hear that. Obviously, dedication to winning, that's for, front of the line stuff right there. Before we get you going, who's one player that we should keep an eye on? Whether it's a newcomer or someone who might not have had a big role last year but is looking to have a bigger role. Who's one player in camp that you're like, all right, he could be something really good?
Well, I think Johnny Oliveira fits that bill. I mean, obviously, 8 goals, 5 assists last year. So I've got an opportunity to work with him individually too, and just getting to know him really well in the spring season, and then through the summer as well with camps and whatnot. And then, coming into the season, I think he's, he got a little bit of a target on his back. I think that's justifiable because he's a good player. He's not only quick, he can score goals, he can provide, playmaking abilities as well too. So I think that's going to be see what he can do. It's another year under his belt, and I think I expect big things, and I think he expects big things from himself.
Yeah, I mean, he was fun to watch last year. It could be even more fun to watch this year. It's going to be really fun to watch you guys. I'll have a front row seat to all the games. And for everyone out there who wants to come out and support, first game is going to be September 1st at 7 p.m. against Coast Guard, correct?
Yes, it is.
Right at Alumni Field. So make sure to come out. If you can't make it, go to goanchorman.com where you can find the live broadcast of the game via the Little East Network and Blue Frame Network as well. So, Coach, appreciate you taking the time. I'll let you go back. You have a lot of busy stuff to do, another set of practices and all that stuff. So thank you for sitting down with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for checking out this episode of Inside RIC Athletics. I've been Cody Chalifoux. Thank you so much for watching that interview. We have more on the way, so make sure to go to goanchorman.com to find any interviews that you might have missed, any interviews in the future. Make sure to go to goanchorman.com as well to look at the varsity schedule and see what games are going on, when they're going on, if you can make it or if you want to watch at home. And again, we thank you so much for supporting RIC Athletics. Go Anchorman.